Howdy, folks. I'm the quintessential quality, quiet koala.
I'm accomplished, Amber.
And here's some more accomplishments. Amber, do you want to tell us why you're accomplished during tea time?
I will.
All right, folks. Our first letter on the Saturday morning special, which is being recorded at Friday night, unusually enough, is titled, Am I a jerk for not moving out of my ex-fiance's house quickly enough and threatening legal action if they try to make me leave? I'm a 41-year-old male, and I've been living with my fiance in their house for 5 years. We recently broke up, against my will, about 2 to 3 weeks ago. And since they never put my name on the deed of the house, they are insisting that I leave. I will be moving in with family in another state, but my job hasn't transferred yet, so I need to stay in this city until that goes through, which could be 3 or 4 weeks, maybe longer. I don't really make much money at my job. I reduced my hours to part-time last year because my ex makes so much more money than I do. And my ex gave me a check for $15,000 to help cover moving costs, transitional housing costs, etc. to force me to leave right away, which I did already deposit into my bank account. But this money would only last a year at most, if I really stretched it. So I don't think that it's fair to expect me to use this on an Airbnb or some other housing now when I could stay in their guest room for free until my transfer goes through. Especially since I know that they have a lot of money and could forward a larger check, which I would have gotten if we had gotten married and this was a divorce. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a very messy breakup, and we have been fighting for months. They are claiming that since they bought me an expensive gym equipment, a fancy computer, set up and covered almost all the costs of living, and gave me a check, that I should be grateful and just leave so that we can both start over. But I don't want to do that, and I don't think that they can legally force me to leave since they never officially posted an eviction notice or filed with the city. When I brought that up during our last fight, they exploded about how greedy and selfish I'm being, which is completely unfair since they're the ones who broke the covenant and promise of marriage when they accepted my ring and are kicking me out against my will. This was a few days ago, and my brother is coming up this weekend to take all of the furniture and belongings to my family's house. But I know my ex-fiancé is going to insist that I also leave and not come back. I plan on refusing until my job transfer goes through, and forcing this issue legally if they try to lock me out. Am I the jerk? Edit. A lot of you are upset about the fact that this money is specifically for moving and transferring housing, which is technically true, I guess, but they also did tell me that they didn't care what I spent the money on, so I don't think that it should mean that I'm required to use it, and that I would rather not waste it on a hotel when I should be legally entitled 30 days for an official notice that I was never given in writing. Alright, folks, what do you think? Is OP innocent, poor put upon OP the jerk or not the jerk?
OP is a enormous jerk, a greedy. I can see now why your fiance broke up with you.
Why are they getting broken up though? I just don't understand. I don't see it. I just don't see it.
No, the only part that baffles me is how someone got engaged to OP in the first place.
It's a really tricky thing to know the inner workings of someone's relationship, of course.
Yeah.
And
well, it's also possible that OP, once he put a ring on their finger, had a drastic shift. Oh, I'm cutting down my hours so I can play video games all day or whatever he's doing.
yeah.
And, it just became a point where the partner was doing everything and OP was doing nothing.
Yeah, I'm guessing that there's a lot of details here missing that would make OP look even worse. Because remember, folks, this is OP telling their side of the story, and it already sounds terrible.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will make the situation look favorable towards them. I think that this is it has to be written by the ex Or OP is just so oblivious to about how terrible they are that they just can't see that, oh yeah, I'm being a real greedy person here.
Yeah, there's very entitled vibes here. Like, you are not entitled to your ex-partner's money anymore. Like, it's over. They gave you $15,000 to find new housing.
Yeah.
If you wanted to stay in their house, you should not have accepted that $15,000 and then be like, oh, hand me my eviction notice.
Yeah, I think that OP is trying to protract this breakup even longer in hopes that she's going to change her mind or something like that, because he keeps on about this whole, oh, she broke the covenant and we were supposed to get married and blah blah blah.
Well, and he feels like since they were engaged, like, it's almost marriage, so I should be entitled to even more of their assets, which kind of shows maybe why they were trying to get married in the first place.
Yeah, this might be a situation where OP's had dollar signs in their eyes and are like, oh, I've got it made. All I have to do is marry this person and I will be set for life.
But they can't even be nice to them. They're like, oh, well, you're going to like go all fire and brimstone. You have to legally evict me from your place. Like,
So, and another thing that I want to touch on is he cut down his hours. If he was really this interested in, I guess, earning a living, an income, he would go and increase his hours again. Like, he's just going to have to actually work for a living and go and move. Like, he can easily move to his parents' house. It sounds like this is really not a big deal. And it's very generous of her to even let him take the furniture and other stuff, because it sounds like she probably paid for all of that too. I understand that OP is frustrated and upset, but the way they're approaching the situation is just not amicable. It's not appropriate. They have received more than enough generosity from their ex-partner, and I think that they're really just bilking the situation. So, anyhow, take care and good luck to your ex.
Yeah.
Oh, and look at that. On a Saturday morning, we've got 2 letters. Our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for telling my employee that she must attend a lunch meeting? I'm a 42-year-old male, and I own a small business with only 13 employees. I started my company 20 years ago and hired April, a 32-year-old female, 6 years ago. April is my best employee, hands down. She handles several aspects of the business and is overall an overachiever and extremely smart. However, April has these weird social issues that sometimes puts me in an awkward position. She absolutely refuses to attend lunch meetings if there is food. She says that she has high anxiety when food is involved and can't stand to eat in public places or in front of groups of people. She claims that the mouth noises upset her. To be clear, she is not marketing for my company, but the problem is that she's the best person I have. She's extremely impressive, and I've noticed that when she's in the meetings or Zoom calls with potential clients, she has a way to win them all over, versus calls or meetings when she's not there and they don't go as well. The other employees are just not as smart or charismatic. Personally, I prefer to do lunch meetings because it's really relaxing for the clients and I enjoy them more. Everyone else in the office agrees and really appreciates having free food. So it's a big thing to do this. Well, Tuesday, I had a potential client come in that set up a lunch meeting for Tuesday and was dropping off the menu selections for their staff, and I took the client into April's office to introduce her. When we came in and the client tried to shake her hand, April just stood there and looked like she may reach out, but then changed her mind and half waved. It was extremely rude, and I could tell that it bothered the client. Then, after the client leaves, April says that she's not attending. I ask why, and she gets all huffy and says because I told you a million times that I can't do these lunches. Since I want to make her happy, I agreed not to bring out the food until after the meeting, but unfortunately my daughter had practice, so I arrived a bit late, and when I got into the office, the food was already out. So I go and get April, and she refuses to come out. Even after I strategized the meeting to revolve around her, I became very frustrated and flustered and told her that she needed to just get over it and get out there. And she told me no, and that I can write her up if I don't like it. The situation became so hostile that my wife had to drag me out of the office because I was ready to fire her then and there. My wife says that I'm in the wrong and that I'm the jerk, but I feel that April is the one causing the problems and letting us all down. She embarrassed me twice in 1 week and has not apologized, and now is putting me in an awkward position of maybe terminating her and having to replace her. Am I wrong or is she? Alright folks, what do you think?
Yes, OP, you are a giant jerk. Your employee has one accommodation that she needs. She needs to not be in lunch meetings. Instead of taking your best employee's comfort into consideration, you're all about, well, I like lunch meetings, so we're going to do this. Like, you are willing to throw away your best employee just so you can be more comfortable.
Well, and so you can exercise your ego, it sounds like.
Yeah.
She embarrassed him, and so now he wants to get back at her and cut off his nose to spite his face.
Like, it is just such a disgusting mindset. And, like, misophonia is not something you can just get over. Like, I have issues with chewing noises because of my autism, and you know, some people just have misophonia. Like, and it can be really difficult to be in a room with a bunch of people like chewing, and it's not something you just like some people can tolerate it. People have different levels, but it's an actual sensory processing issue, and so it's not something that like you just think your way out of or something.
Yeah, and so I think a good boss, a good leader is going to be someone who looks out for the people who are in their charge. And the fact that he is going out of his way to make his, best employee uncomfortable, how does he treat his other employees, right?
Well, and also, it sounds like April is going above and beyond her duties for the company because she's not in marketing, but he has an entire meeting scheduled around her because apparently the people who are in marketing are incompetent.
Yeah.
And so you're taking someone who is so loyal to your company, is an overachiever, is going above and beyond, and you can't be bothered to accommodate their legitimate sensory issues.
Yeah. And also, you would be doing her a favor if you fired her. Because one, she'll collect unemployment and wrongful termination. I don't know if she's actually formally diagnosed with any kind of medical issue or not, but if she is, then it's going to be really wrongful termination. Oh, yeah, because
then you're violating the Americans with Disabilities Act.
Yeah. So, OP, you know what? I think she should call your bluff. You should just go ahead and fire her. And then you'll be out your best employee. And then your business is just going to kind of fall apart slowly. And it deserves to if you're the way you're treating people here. She is not your person to push around and boss around.
Right. She's not a little pawn in your game board, and that's what it seems like, is this is all about me and me, and all my employees are just little pawns in this, in my little chessboard. And
yeah. Plus, why would you want to put your best employee under a stressful situation where she's not going to be able to perform as well? Like, is she really going to be that convincing if she's unable to act or present clearly or precisely?
Right. Like, if all she's hearing is the chewing sounds and they're like bogging down her thoughts and she's feeling the anxiety of being in this negative situation, she's not going to be at the top of her game.
No. And so, yeah, I think that you're completely in the wrong here. So anyhow, take care and good luck to April.
Yes, good luck to April.
All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got a beverage of choice right here. It's actually tea. As I said, this is Friday night for me. And Amber, she's got a joke, or at least a so-called joke.
What's 5,000 miles long and purple?
Well, I can tell you what's 5,000 miles long and purple. It's a very large squid.
The Great Wall of China.
The Great Wall of China? I don't think that exists.
Apparently, you haven't been to China anytime recently.
Yeah, that's an interesting joke. 5,000 miles long and purple. Yeah, the Great Wall of China. You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first. And I have Earl Grey.
And I finished a book.
Yes, Amber's announcement. So Amber finished off her second book. in her series of the Little White Flower stuff, so she's still in the process of getting the first book finished off and finalized and edited and all the cover art and everything like that with it. But she has been, in the meantime, working on her second book, and she's finished the first draft of that. So, congratulations to Amber there.
Thank you.
All right, folks, that's all the time we have for this morning. Happy, sleepy, special Saturday. I hope your Saturday morning is special, but maybe not as sleepy as it could be. Thanks so much for watching. Amber, we need some kind of moral guidance, and please have it in the form of a riddle.
Who would have cut off their nose because of spite if not for their wife's guiding light?
I like it. OP from story 1.
Story 2.
Or story 2. Maybe both. No, I mean, of course, the first one, not so much. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Bye.